So I started teaching right after college. I was a fresh 20-year-old, was thrown into the classroom, and I had the best time of my life. It really was my first passion. Seeing learning happening was very powerful in my eyes, and it really still is. My staff, they are like my students. I mean, I'm not in a traditional classroom like this anymore, but our studio is our classroom. I do care about my staff. I really care about them. They're wonderful people. I have a great team. They want to grow. They want to grow the studio. They work well together. What I love is seeing them teach each other.
Having Raquel in my life has changed, I would say, me as a person dramatically. When I first started working here, it was kind of like I was going with the flow of life. So then coming here, she changed my perspective in every way. Being here, I've learned to care more for others and know my own self-worth and know that nothing can limit me. And I'm not an emotional person, but she's like a second mom.
So one of the things that I like to do as a leader is always teach them. So if something happens, we don't reach a goal that we had, I always turn it into a learning opportunity. What did we learn from that? What did we learn about ourselves? What did we learn as a studio? What can we change? I mean, being in any kind of business, it really is about learning because that's where change happens. So I kind of think of myself as still a teacher. I'm just not in the classroom anymore. I'm at Amazing Lash Studio and I'm teaching adults now. One of the things that's important to me as a franchisee is teaching my staff that giving back is powerful. So what we do is we donate.
So I'm very thankful for Raquel through this fundraiser with Amazing Lash Studios. My love for her has grown immensely.
I created Lashes for Education because I knew firsthand what it was like to be a teacher and want to do projects, want to do activities, and not always have the money for it.
So with this, I had this nice pocket of money that we used for those student supplies.
The primary purpose was to give back to the schools so that teachers didn't have to reach into their pockets and pay for things like I remember doing.
If you went up and you had your lashes done at the studios, you made a donation in any amount. So there's a normal standard price to get your lashes done, but you could decide whether you wanted to pay $40 or $100, and the donations went back into the schools. I wish more companies would do the same thing that Amazing Lash Studios did. It is through partnerships with business that schools are going to be able to actually meet the 21st century learning needs that kids have these days, and that we're trying to implement in schools.
We donate full sets of lashes to women's conferences, church meetings, church groups. We'd work with a lot of schools, of course. We do any kind of community event that is happening. We always like to be sponsors in those events. We always like to give gifts that can be part of their raffle. Again, so that the community knows that we're right there next to them, supporting their events that are important to them, and to get the additional marketing. The exposure is really important for us.
It felt really good just to give back to our community. I have a few guests that come back to me that were part of that Lashes for Education, and we still talk about it to this day, so it's really nice to give back to our community.
I highly encourage all franchisees to really think about ways that they can give back in their own communities. All communities are different and everybody has a different passion, but if you can find where that passion and Amazing Lash Studio meets, I mean, it's just a win-win for everybody. So I highly recommend for everybody to kind of look out into their community and see where Amazing Lash Studio can make a difference.